Hi, today I'm reviewing the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. And really quick, I just want to say, purchase these products with my own money. So if you want to help keep the channel independent, check out my products at the Amazon link below and at nobsbeauty.com. So this is a newer product for Milk Makeup, and I did an initial review on it, and now I'm going to give you my full detailed thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. And my first criteria is packaging, and obviously this is the mini size. The full size packaging is quite similar. It is a clear container, so I do recommend keeping it in a cabinet just because there are some beneficial ingredients in here, and sunlight going through a clear bottle can begin to degrade them, so I do recommend just keeping it in a cabinet just to protect it from the sun. My second criteria is alcohol. And unfortunately, denatured alcohol is the 5th ingredient on the list, so it's pretty high up on the ingredient list. It's not one of the first couple ingredients, but number 5 is still a pretty high amount of an ingredient. And it also contains benzyl alcohol, which is a preservative, and it can be skin sensitizing to some people's skin. For the most part, those with sensitive skin will probably have an issue with it. And even if you don't have sensitive skin, benzyl alcohol and the denatured alcohol combination can be a little bit too much for skin, especially with prolonged use daily. So my third criteria is fragrance. And coming back to benzyl alcohol is a preservative, but also can give off an aromatic scent to it. So a lot of companies will use benzyl alcohol to give products a little bit of a floral light scent to it. So it's traditionally used mostly to be a preservative, but also has some side effects to it, including fragrance. So combine that with the denatured alcohol. It's not the best combination, especially since the benzyl alcohol is not towards the very top of the list. It's right in the middle, but denatured alcohol is pretty high up there. So for the most part, those are my 2 main issues with the primer. Otherwise, I don't mind it. So let's see. My 4th criteria is the manufacturing location, and this is made in Italy, so no issues with that. My 5th criteria is ease of use, and you want to use this before your foundation. So it does a nice job kind of blurring pores, helps slightly fill in a little bit of lines, gives skin a little bit of initial plumpness from it, and helps skin kind of look hydrating. And it definitely leaves a nice canvas for skin application. So it does have some good side effects in terms of the blurring and slightly minimizing the fine lines. So smooths over skin nicely. Works well if you use it under serum or moisturizer. It seems to play well with those other products. It never had any issues with it pilling. So I would use this over my serum and moisturizer, and then I would apply an SPF over it. Or if you use a foundation that contains SPF, that's even better. Then you can use that directly over this. So it does leave skin feeling a little bit of a stickiness, which is to be expected because that's kind of the grippiness. I saw some reviews of people that were not a huge fan of the stickiness from it, but that's kind of the benefits to it because it allows your skin to kind of grab onto the foundation and help it set and stay all day. So very easy to use, though. I just love that it plays well with other products and absorbs into skin pretty quickly, which is from the denatured alcohol for the most part. So 1 or 2 pumps should be more than enough. I typically use, I think, about 1 pump, but maybe 1.5 pumps, and that covered my whole face with no issues at all. So this little bottle will probably last quite a while. So very easy to use. My 6th criteria is antioxidants, and it's got some good ones in here. Agave, the tequila plant, is in there, which is a good beneficial actual hydrating ingredient. Niacinamide is in there. Aloe's in there. Cannabis hemp seed extract is in there. Cactus extract is in there. So for the most part, though, those antioxidants aren't very high up on the ingredient list. For the most part, they're down towards the end of it. But I'm still glad that they included a lot of good beneficial ingredients in terms of the product as well. So they did a good job with that. My 7th criteria is animal testing, and Milk Makeup is cruelty-free, which we love. My 8th criteria is performance, and it performs nicely. It definitely extends makeup wear by several hours, I would say. It helps my, to be honest, it helped my skin. Towards the end of the day, sometimes my skin will look flaky and just dry, and this kind of prevented that from happening. So it definitely helps. Makeup application was a little bit easier. It seemed like my foundation was kind of stuck, which was nice. Yeah, so in terms of the aesthetics and foundation, worked well. Personally, I think if you pick this up, I would recommend just using this on special occasions or certain days where you know you're going to be gone for 15 hours straight, or if you're flying somewhere. I wouldn't recommend as much for everyday use. If you're thinking about a gripping primer that you want for everyday use, I would recommend either the new Cover FX gripping primer or the J1 jelly packs. They've got white, black, and red. Those are a great gripping primer. But this is better just for like an occasional use, in my opinion. So just because after I washed my face off for the day, my skin did feel drier than had I not used this primer at all. So I personally am going to save it just for a special occasion, or a day where I know I'm going to be gone all day, or a day in the summer where I know I'm going to be outside in the boat or something like that. That's probably when I'm going to use this. Let's see, my 9th criteria is price. And so this is the mini size, which is ½ an ounce, and it's $15. And the full size is 1.5 ounces for $30. So it's not very expensive for a primer at all. So, and I like the fact they sell the little mini size too. So that's a nice alternative. And then my 10th criteria, which is the it factor. Too much denatured alcohol and benzyl alcohol for me to give it the it factor. Much better for special occasions. Not the best for those with dry skin. Too dry and alcohols are a bit too much. If you have oily skin, perhaps just try using this occasionally or as needed, not on an everyday routine type basis. Yeah, so it does work well in terms of making foundation last and wear all day, but that's partially because of some drying ingredients that are in there. So, and I did love, I read a couple more reviews, and one person said, I have super dry skin and this is so hydrating. And I'm like, it's not hydrating, but it feels hydrating, but in the long run, it's not going to be hydrating at all. So, I don't know. It extends makeup wear. It does its purpose, but I just think it's better off on an as-needed basis. So overall, it's got a 6 out of 10 on the Sarah score scale, which is okay as long as you're using it as needed. So anyway, check out nobsbeauty.com and the Amazon link below, and thank you guys so much.